Alright, so today we're going to wrap up solving rational equations. I have 3 to go over with you. Then we're going to do the same thing as Wednesday, where I have a couple problems that I'm going to give you, and you need to complete those on paper and send me a picture of them. Okay, so again, your main idea here is first figuring out what is, the least common denominator of the fractions here. What's your least common multiple of the denominators, whatever you want to think of them as. So again, first up, this 3 has a denominator of 1. That's your original. So this one's pretty easy as far as figuring out what, the least common denominator is of your fractions here. It's just x plus 4. Okay, so LCM of denominators is x plus 4. So all my fractions here are just going to get multiplied by x plus 4. So when I do x plus 4 times 3, I'm going to have to do some distributive property there. All right, next one's nice, though. When I do x plus 4 times the 4 divided by x plus 4 divided by x plus 4 is going to reduce to 1, just left with minus 4. And then over here, x plus 4 times x divided by x plus 4, my x plus 4s are going to reduce to 1 again, and I'm just left with x over there. So then I just got to solve that equation. So that's going to give me 3x plus 12 minus 4 equals x. So it gives me 3x plus 8 equals x. If you want to subtract 3x from both sides, I'll get 8 equals negative 2x, so x is going to equal negative 4. That's it. So it's definitely the easier of the group there. All right, next one is pretty similar again, except as far as solving at the end is going to be a little bit different. But again, the x has a denominator of 1. Then we got 6 divided by x minus 3 equals 2x divided by x minus 3. So my LCM is going to again be x minus 3. So everything gets multiplied by x minus 3. So first up, we're going to have x times x minus 3 plus 6. Because again, x minus 3 times the 6 divided by x minus 3. X minus 3 divided by x minus 3 is 1. So that reduces to 1. And again, over here on the right side of the equal sign, I'm going to have x minus 3 divided by x minus 3 is 1. So I'm just left with the 2x. Now, here's where things are a little bit different than number 1. X times x is going to give me x squared minus 3x plus 6 equals 2x. So when you see this x squared, you got to get it set equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. So now I have this set equal to 0. We're going to solve by factoring. So factors a 6 that have a sum of 5. We're going to factor this in x minus 2 times x minus 3 equals 0. So do x minus 2 equals 0 and x minus 3 equals 0. So x equals 2 and x equals 3. Okay, the next one's going to be a little bit similar, except there's going to be some more work as far as getting rid of your fractions there with figuring out your LCM. Okay. So when you're given a problem, in this case here, where you have these unfactored quadratic trinomials in the denominator, the first thing you want to do is get those factored. Okay. So you know what each denominator is made up of. So to start off here, 2 divided by factors of 2, we usually have one option there. You need to get a negative 1 there. So we're going to go x plus 1 times x minus 2 to factor that one. Because again, you'd have a negative 2x plus 1x to give me a negative 1x there. 18 divided by, again, x plus 1 times x minus 3. Again, I would have a negative 3x plus 1x to give me the negative 2x. If I x plus 20 divided by x minus 2 times x plus 1. I wanted to put the x plus 1 first. Sorry about that. So anyway, you're looking at your denominators here, and what you got to be thinking about is your LCM has to have one of each of these binomials. Okay, so here we have x plus 1, x minus 2. It's nice that this one is the same, x plus 1 and x minus 2. But here we have an x minus 3. So you need all three of these. So what you're seeing here is you need to have x plus 1, x minus 2, and x minus 3. Okay, so that's what we're going to multiply this whole fraction by. And distribute that out. Okay, so in my first fraction, I'm going to have x plus 1 divided by x plus 1 is 1. I'm also going to have x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is also 1. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to be left with is 2 times x minus 3. Look, you're going to be left with whatever's not in the denominator. So when you move to your next fraction then, you have x plus 1 and x minus 3. So you x plus 1s are going to reduce to 1. X minus 3s are going to reduce to 1. You're going to have 18 times x minus 2. And then over here on the right, you have x minus 2 and x plus 1. So it's going to reduce the first 2 to 1. So you're going to be left with x minus 3 times x plus 20. And that's where you're really going to run into a lot of work on this problem. So let's do some distributive property here. We're going to get 2x minus 6 plus 18x minus 36 equals x squared plus 20x minus 3x minus 60. So let's just combine some like terms here. 2x plus 18x is 20x. Negative 6 minus 36 is minus 42. Over here I have x squared plus 17x minus 60. So with the x squared, we need to get this set equal to 0. So since my x squared is positive on the right, I'm just going to move everything to the right here. So I'm going to subtract 20x. So I still have negative 42 equals x squared minus 3x minus 60. You got to add 42 now to both sides. Just be careful with your negatives here. Negative 60 plus 42 is going to be negative 18. If you're going to rewrite this so that the you get 0 on the right side, that's fine. So factors of 18, negative 18, so they're going to be opposite signs. You need a difference of 3. So x minus 6 and x plus 3 equals 0. So x equals 6 and x equals negative 3. All right, so again, do the problems and then send me a picture of them. Have a good day. Bye.